Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sports Talk with Hardball Unlimited. This is the baseball edition, episode 3. I'm Chris.
I'm Josh.
I'm wearing the same shirt.
That's Chad. Today we are going to do a little extra. Actually, we had some free agency talk to do. We have talk about some Hall of Fame, and then we actually recently this week put together our all-time teams.
We did.
So we'll do some comparisons.
My team would have won.
I don't know about that.
It would have.
Chad purposely let off the Yankees because he just didn't want on his team.
Just didn't want any of them.
Yeah.
Well, none of them were good enough to make it.
And then we'll cover the AL Central.
But don't worry, though, because all my guys, they really wanted to play in New York.
Griffey did. Griffey, you can say he did not.
Well, you as Vlad. Vlad said he really wanted.
But we'll jump right in. We got some free agency signings. Who we got going?
Trey Mancini going to the Cubs. Got his ring. Now he's going to move on.
Could they possibly make some noise in the Central?
They're trying.
Let's say St. Louis comes out and plays flat till July. The Brewers, the Cubs can hang around in that division.
They could. They're not bad. They're way better than they were last year.
They are. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Andrew McCutchen goes back to the Pirates. Song maybe?
Has to be, right?
Yeah.
But do the Pirates deal you?
Oh,
Do they have the break?
Do they have the break? Oof. I mean, listen, he was loved in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
I'm sure fans are ecstatic to have him back.
You're
not going anywhere. If this is a one-year deal,
just let the injury run out there in right field and
absolutely right.
Have fun. Have some fun.
Brian Anderson to the Brewers. And
that has to be a bounce back candidate, right?
It has to be.
Yeah, they're just okay.
Yeah, it has to be. And then Tommy Pham to the Mets. Everybody to the Mets except Carlos.
Everybody. That's your team.
It's not my team.
Your second team, sorry.
No, it's not.
Behind the Padres.
No,
you're almost wearing Padres colors as faded as that hat is.
The Indians are my team.
They're not the Indians
They're me.
That it?
Who the Red Sox signed?
Adam Duvall.
Yeah.
And Jorge Alfaro, the catcher.
Yep.
So Adam Duvall.
Well, they needed a catcher.
Adam Duvall could give them. He's hit 30 home runs 3 of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody else.
They
got him for nothing.
They had to kind of do something.
Yeah, they had a big move.
Okay.
I don't think they were really with what they had, what they lost.
What they need to do is find somebody that can play second base and shortstop because
Trevor Story's out. Does Hernandez come from the outfield to go play short? He's played it before.
Yeah, but he's like an elite center fielder.
I get it, but
no.
From what the options they have,
why would you take away from a position of strength?
No, listen, I wouldn't normally. Unless
I don't think you do it regardless.
Who's playing short on that roster?
You better find somebody.
It's not on that roster, right?
No more Garcia Parra. What's he doing?
I'm okay with that.
Bring back Omar. Orlando Cabrera. I'm sure he's still somewhere trying to play.
Yeah, I think that's it, right, for free agency?
That's it for
Not
free
much
agency.
going
It's
on.
not going to be Xander Bogaerts.
Nope.
It's not.
See ya.
So we will move on to some Hall of Fame talk. Fred McGriff, the only contemporary player, chose to go to the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's now the Hall of Crap.
But on the BBWAA ballot, Scott Rowland got 62% or 63. Houghton got 52. Billy Wagner got 51.
Scott Rowland got 62%.
62%.
Do you not like Scott Rowland?
He's not a Hall of Famer.
He's one of the better defensive third basemen.
Stop it. Maybe they should put Troy Gloss
in his era. Absolutely not. Scott Rowland way better.
Andrew Jones got 41.
That's a travesty. Andrew Jones belongs in the Hall.
I agree with that.
Then A-Rod got 34.
That's too high.
That's not too high.
That's too high.
You always argue that he's a better shortstop than Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter was a first ballot.
He is better. That doesn't mean
Chad would not put anybody in pinstripes in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's not
No
true.
matter how good they are.
Paul O'Neill. I'd put Paul O'Neill in.
It's one.
Maybe Tino. Tino gets in, maybe.
Tino over A-Rod.
Maybe Chuck Knobloch. He was terrible.
Next up, we had Jeff Kent. He got 32.
That's ridiculous, too.
Manny got 28.
That's ridiculous. He's a Hall of Famer.
Omar got 23.
Ridiculous. He's a Hall of Famer.
Pettit got 10.
That's ridiculous. That's too high.
Jimmy Rollins got
Probably the all-time
9.4.
postseason winner.
And Bobby Abreu got 8.6%.
What's the Bobby? That's ridiculous. If Bobby Abreu gets in.
In my mind, Andrew Jones needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Andrew Jones and Omar should be in.
Omar should be in.
Omar Vizquel.
Omar is the best fielding shortstop of his era.
Best defensive shortstop of his era. And again,
I mean, he won gold. Like to put this in perspective, you would say his best years were in Cleveland, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
He won 2 Gold Gloves in San Francisco
Yeah.
And he,
At an older age.
at an older age.
with just his bare hand.
Right? Like,
Listen, it's been my argument for a long time. I think it's ridiculous
and
that
he's close to 3,000.
he has not been put in. I think he was a better hitter than what he gets credit for.
He was in Cleveland,
Right.
not in Seattle.
Omar, listen, I'm too young to see the good years of Ozzie Smith, but as far as I'm concerned, Omar was the best shortstop defensively that I've seen play.
Well, I mean, I take Ozzie over Omar, but
I saw an old Ozzie.
not like if you gave it to me as like whole players offensively.
We're just talking
everything else.
defensively, though. You're probably taking.
Well, I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's a crime that if you're the best at your position in your era, that's Hall of Fame.
Right. I think like that argument, like there's no wrong answer. Like if you take Ozzie, I get it.
Right.
If you take Omar, I get it. After that, everyone. And I do have to apologize for last week's baseball episode when I made fun of Derek Jeter for not having any gold gloves. He has 5.
I can't believe Josh didn't call you out on that, though.
Listen, he's just going on his rant. I know how good he is. I don't have to defend him.
Oh,
Yeah, Omar
he's
did-
still overrated.
I don't have to defend the best.
Hey, Omar had 2,877 hits, and a big one that they don't know is 404 stolen bases.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And all those gold gloves, like,
Yeah.
how's Omar not a Hall of Famer? And Manny should be in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, the only reason Manny's not in is they're still holding over the steroid crap.
Yeah.
Manny's one of the best right-handed hitters I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And Cleveland and in Boston.
Yeah.
Like,
You can still hit no.
watched a lot of Red Sox Yankee games. Scared me.
You should.
Always worried about Manny. Manny is definitely a Hall of
You
Famer.
should.
I mean, that.
I mean, isn't Poppy? Is Poppy in?
Poppy's in. He went on.
Poppy's in and
Last year.
Manny's
He went
not.
last year, yep.
Yeah, that's how can that be?
Also,
Like I love Ortiz. Don't get me wrong. Maybe one of the best clutch hitters ever.
Yep.
But
Number 2.
he's not better than Manny Ramirez.
Second most clutch hitter ever.
To who? Oh God, don't! If you say Derek Jeter,
I won't say that.
Okay.
Omar also had a 272 career average.
yeah, like it's not like he was terrible. Like everybody knocks him on him for offense. Like
He was a base hitter. He wasn't a home run hitter. That's what kills him.
Yeah.
He hit a lot of base hits. But
That's why some people would take Barry Larkin over him.
on that list, though, who are you putting in right now?
I know Chad don't like him, but one of my favorite players, Scott Rowland, I definitely put him in. 8 Gold Gloves, 7-time All-Star, World Series champion, won a Silver Slug Award. To me, he was one of the best third basemen in his era. I think he's an absolute no-brainer in my book. And Rookie of the Year,
I can't
97.
believe you said that. I guess if you're going with the steroid stuff,
Defensively, I mean, Scott Rowland was.
you're going to put him
lights
over
out.
Andy Pettit.
Oh, listen. I think Andy Pettit, his postseason numbers alone, I would put him in. But Scott Rowland, again, same argument with Omar. Even if you don't say Scott Rowland's number 1, I mean, he's definitely top 3 third baseman in his era. I thought he was the best defensive third baseman.
I'm probably, like, being a homer, I would want Omar in.
Even
Not Omar, though, I think Sheffield has a good.
Sheffield should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he should be a Hall of
I
Famer.
like Sheffield. Absolutely.
Who you got? Let's see who you putting in.
Well, I'm putting in Andrew Jones because I think Andrew Jones is one of the best outfielders of all time. And I'm putting in Manny Ramirez.
there's no arguments on that list.
No.
I mean, he doesn't like Bobby, but
Bobby.
Abreu?
yeah.
Oh, Bobby, that's ridiculous that Bobby Abreu gets in.
Yeah, I don't think.
Bobby Abreu, I mean, who's going in next? John Kruk? I mean, if we put in Bobby Abreu, like.
All right, folks, and now it's time for us to talk about our all-time teams we put together this week.
Thanks to Mike Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Shout out Mike Monroe.
Mike Monroe.
We agreed on a few of them, disagreed on a couple. But we'll go ahead and start off in center field. We all had Griffey.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, right?
Like, you could put Mickey Mantle there, I'm sure.
I mean, I basically went by players I watched with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you get that old argument my grandparents had, Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, Duke Snider, like, it goes on for everybody.
Right, I mean, the only other guys I thought about, Kenny Lofton.
Defensively, yeah. Defensively.
Offensively, Kenny's pretty good.
Yeah, but not
You
better
gotta compare him to
than
Griffey.
No, I probably wouldn't.
Second base, we all agreed as well, the best second baseman of all time, Robbie.
Well, I don't think it's close.
I don't think it's close.
Defensively, offensively, it's not close.
I don't know who would be better than Roberto Alomar.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And here's where it changed up a little bit. I know Josh and I both took Tony Gwynn in right field. Josh and Chad hates Tony Gwynn.
I do not hate Tony Gwynn. Like, look, right here. See that number? It says 19. I wore 19. I love Tony Gwynn. I just want him to
As
say
big as a Padre fan as you are,
Yeah, your hat.
you
even faded
didn't
the
have
brown, so.
Tony Gwynn in your all-time lineup.
I-
The greatest Padre. To the greatest Padre fan,
I don't know if he is the
Still
greatest
good.
Padre. So
What?
Gwynn? Tony Gwynn's the
it's
greatest.
not my most favorite Padre.
Tony Gwynn's the greatest Padre.
Whew.
I like Manny Machado.
Oh my gosh. Moving on.
We're supposed to know what we're talking about. here.
Instantly got stressed out. Moving on.
Next up, we all agreed on Albert.
Hold on, I had Barry Bonds in
Oh,
right.
you did have Barry Bonds.
Right. So yeah, who would you take? Barry Bonds or
I just said
Tony
I
Gwynn?
took Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn because Barry Bonds played left field.
Not in my team. Barry, you're going to right.
If that's the case, we just put people where we want.
Yeah.
This
Barry-
is crazy.
Hey, Barry Bonds playing third this week.
I'll put him where I want him. I'm going to be
The
with
greatest
him.
man to never pitch, Anthony Rizzo. Shutout inning in his one inning appearance. We're just putting people where we want.
All right.
We bring up Yankees on the show every 24 seconds.
Next week, as I said, we all agreed with Albert Pujols at first. Like, I don't think there's arguments, but
You can put Big Mac there.
Pujols in his prime was just.
Well, I mean, Big Mac for what he did numbers wise.
Jeff Bagwell,
I
maybe.
think Pujols is probably a better hitter than both of those guys.
Fred McGriff's a Hall of Famer.
He is.
He's a Hall of Famer. I mean, Pujols is no doubter.
Yeah.
He is.
He's a first ballot.
First ballot walk in. I can't even hold on for pin. First ballot Hall of Famer.
So excited
What
about
Albert Pujols, the machine.
Next up, we went to left field. I think Josh and I both had Barry.
That's where he plays.
And
That's where Barry Bonds plays. That's where he plays.
No.
That's where he plays in San Francisco.
No. Manny's playing left field.
Manny Ramirez and left field.
Can't have them both.
Why?
The left field position they played.
Oh, Barry can't play right?
Why don't we just
Tell Barry to suck it up.
putting people like infielders? Why don't we grab like 4 shortstops and then play the whole infield?
Oh. So it's out of the realms. Manny came up as a right fielder,
He
FYI.
did. He
He
did.
Well, I'm pretty
plays
sure.
right field in Cleveland too.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm
he
saying.
should be your right fielder and Bonds is in left.
Fine. Manny's going to right. Barry can go to left. Now they can shut up.
All right.
Now we're at peace.
Then we moved on to DH. I think we were all different. We were all different. Who'd you have, Josh?
I had the man that scared me the most, David Ortiz.
The second most clutch hitter of all time.
Yankee killer. Second most clutch hitter of all time.
Who's-
in the postseason.
You know who's the most clutch.
If you say Derek Jeter, I'm going.
No,
I mean,
I guess I won't say that.
All-time postseason hits, runs,
I guess I won't.
singles, doubles,
I won't
games
say it.
played.
I'll let Josh say it.
I can keep going on, but we don't have to.
I took A-Rod at DH. And who'd you have?
I hit Albert Bell. I'll be Albert Bell.
And he's hitting 4, I'm sure.
He's hitting 4. Griffey's going to have to go to 5.
People watch this because they respect what we think.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Well, listen,
We got guys playing positions they don't play. Albert Bell's in cleanup for the all-time greatest team. It doesn't matter.
Because Albert Bell's a man.
Next thing he's going to tell me he's got Trevor Hoffman closing the game.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Next up.
Are you serious?
Next up, we go to Josh's favorite position, catcher. Who do we have?
I had Pudge Rodriguez.
I actually went different, and I went Piazza.
I like the Piazza.
That's a good pick.
I like Piazza. I think I even commented. I'm like, wow, Piazza's really good.
Piazza can.
I like Joe Mauer a lot too, but yeah, I went with.
Unfortunately, didn't play really well.
Right.
I thought Joe Mauer was a good catcher.
He was a good hitter.
And listen,
Posey was on my list too.
Again,
the career length. That was the only thing held me back.
Posey's won some MVPs, so you can't.
Absolutely.
You can't.
If you base it on what he did when he played, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I mean, Pudge was still getting it done in late 30s.
Yeah,
right.
Winning World
Sandy
Series.
Allen, the homer, and he wanted to pick Sandy Allen.
Favorite Cleveland Indian all time is Sandy Allen.
Well, mine's Albert Bell.
So. We know that. I'm surprised he's not leaving off. So he gets an extra at bat.
And you know what? It was really hard for me to take Pujols over time.
Next up, we went to third. I think we all third base, and I think we all had different third basemen as well. Who'd you have?
I had the best third baseman.
I had A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Yeah, he's a bum.
I had A-Rod.
Yeah, you can't disagree with that. I have him in my DH. I took Mike Schmidt.
You can't.
Mike Schmidt's really good.
Yeah. And I had Chipper Jones.
Yeah.
Chipper Jones really good.
Really good.
Yeah. Hall of Famer. I like Chipper Jones.
He gives me a little versatility.
Right.
Now,
switch hitter.
Now we get into the pure Yankee hate here. At the bottom, the rest of this list is pure Yankee hate from this one.
No, it's not.
At shortstop.
I have a Yankee.
Yeah, but he didn't play this position as a Yankee.
Maybe he's a Ranger then.
Who'd you have?
I had Derek Jeter.
The biracial Jesus.
Yeah, I had Derek
Angel.
Listen, again, I'm not saying he was the best shortstop, but
he wasn't.
When you have guys like that, that's a big ego team.
I can name 3 guys that are better.
You could put
maybe
Derek,
4.
You could put Derek Jeter in that lineup.
Maybe 5.
And I still think he's respected. I still think he becomes a leader.
He's the captain.
Yeah. Pedigree.
That's cool.
And again, postseason numbers alone.
Surprised you 2 didn't have Aaron Judge on right.
Postseason numbers alone. It's Derek Jeter.
Yeah, I got Derek Jeter as well. And you had?
I had the Texas Ranger, Alex Rodriguez.
Good pick.
Yeah, great pick.
Listen, I probably think A-Rod's the best shortstop all around if you just look raw talent in that era. Like,
I think
he only goes to third base.
I think Cal has to get more
Cal's
respect.
in there, but I think A-Rod's probably the best. The only reason he goes to
A-Rod's
third
the best
base,
because he hits the ball out of the park.
Yeah, but the only reason he goes to third base one team, and it's because of the Yankees. That's it. He's not moving to shortstop.
Yeah, he played shortstop the rest of his career anyway.
He was still good enough to play shortstop even when he joined
in New York.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Now we move on to some pitching.
Jimmy should have played shortstop.
Who'd you have as your right-hander, Chad?
Pedro.
Pedro?
I've never seen anyone more dominant than Pedro.
I took Maddox.
Matt, you can't go wrong. Yeah, you can't.
I don't think you're wrong with either one of them.
I mean, those were my 2 guys. It was either Pedro or Maddox.
Well, the way I set it up, too, I set it up to play off of my lefty as well. The 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
So I set up Maddox a little different. You're not seeing the high velocity. Then you go to Randy Johnson.
Most of Maddox was as good as it gets. So.
I forgot. You're gonna love this one.
Oh no, Chad. Chad hates this guy all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Most Cy Young Award winner, Roger Clemens.
I can't even.
And listen,
I don't respect that pick. That's the only pick I don't respect.
Roger was the man. Roger was the man.
Awesome. Great.
We'll stick with you. Who'd you have with your lefty?
Randy Johnson.
Yeah, I had Randy too. Like, there's no one better.
The big
lefty.
unit.
Yeah, no, I'll take Randy.
Yeah.
This is the worst pick Chad made. Even the Albert Bell pick. This is the worst pick he made.
No, it's not.
It is the worst pick he made.
No.
There's no doubt who the greatest closer of all time is.
Correct. I picked him.
This is pure Yankee.
Pure
No,
Yankee.
it's not.
The worst pick you ever made.
No.
This is worse than your crazy picks where,
I agree.
janitor?
I agree. This is worse than the Albert Bell pick.
Yeah, this is worse.
Okay.
Mariano Rivera is the greatest closer to ever play baseball.
In your opinion.
In any, only 100% Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You did good against the Diamondbacks.
Hey, what was Trevor Hoffman? Probably like low 90s?
What? Oh, in saves?
No.
You tell me where Trevor Hoffman is in saves.
Well, he's second.
Yeah.
And there's a gap.
Okay.
Marlon.
Cool. I took Trevor Hoffman.
I was hoping people forgave me for Albert Bell, but now they're just.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would forgive me for Albert Bell because he's one of the most dominant hitters in the 90s.
For like 2 years.
What?
Listen,
2 years. I don't know. Listen, I'm tired of defending Albert Bell. I'm gonna tell you what.
I am not saying anything. Like I don't think Albert Bell's bad.
Ask Armando Benitez if he likes to see Albert Bell come to the plate. He doesn't.
Albert Bell's probably not even a top 15 all-time outfielder.
He's not playing outfield for me.
Or DH. He's definitely not a top 15 all-time DH.
What?
I can name 15 hitters better than Albert Bell.
But listen,
listen.
I might lean more toward Chad on this but I wasn't prepared for this. I mean, if you think all-time DHers, I think Ortiz top. I think Edgar Martinez is right up there, and then I think maybe you can start. I mean, I wouldn't say no to Albert.
Albert Bell is better than Edgar Martinez
as being my DH. I mean, maybe in a short, but I mean, Edgar got a lot longer. I don't know if
Edgar wasn't even the most weird player on the team.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, I go 1-2 with the two, and then like I wouldn't shut it down with Albert as a DH. I'd have to really think about it. I wouldn't shut it down. I don't think Albert's awful. I think Albert's a good.
Josh, you would take all 10 of your players on that list before you put Albert Bell at DH and DH.
Well, listen, I value, like, some of my guys on that roster, I value defensively too. Like, I know that's a gone thing now. Everybody wants offense, but I wouldn't rule out Albert Bell. I mean, I'd really have to think about it.
Well, I didn't have to think about it. I'm putting him on the damn team.
That's okay.
He's there.
That's your list. You're allowed to think what you think.
Yeah.
It may not be right, but you're allowed.
Well, you guys are crazy for thinking Tony Gwynn's better than them, so.
You wore his number.
Yeah.
What Albert Bell?
I do.
8.
I do
where his number?
think Tony Gwynn was better than them.
Yes. There's no doubt about it.
And that's not being disrespectful.
No.
I do.
Well, you can think that. You're wrong. I mean, we've had this conversation before.
Probably a dozen times.
Yeah, and you were wrong then, and you're still wrong now.
All right, we're getting a little crazy now. We'll calm down. That was our all-time team. Maybe next week we'll come up with a new.
I do got something interesting.
Okay.
It just comes to my head.
Albert Bell.
One player that you would like to add, but you left off. Just out of the blue. You can go defensively, offensively. One player.
Cat's going offense, you know that.
One player that you maybe wish you could have added, but just didn't break the lineup. I got somebody that you may not like.
We know Chad won't like him.
Love the guy. Ichiro.
That's a great pick.
Okay.
That's a great pick.
I respect Ichiro.
I loved his defense. I loved his offense. Dude got hits that not a lot of people in the major leagues could hit. If he played his whole career in MLB, he shatters Elton's hit record. He breaks Pete Rose's record by a lot.
Yeah, no, listen, I can respect that.
And had a hose.
Who you got, Chad?
He did have a hose.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, obviously, I'm an Indian fan, so I would really want Jim Thome on the team.
Yeah, Jim Thome's a great pick. Since you took him, though, I'm also going to go with the Indian, and it's pure love.
Albert Bell?
No. It's pure love. It has nothing to do with the statistics, but I love Vic as an Indian. Martinez. Victor Martinez. Just pure love. Just pure love.
Listen.
Like, growing up watching Vic, I loved Vic as an Indian. It was just...
I think everybody loved Victor Martinez.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he cried
Oh.
in the trade.
Yep.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. Get the hell out of Detroit.
But we'll get here. We'll get to doing what we came here to do. It's time to talk about the AL Central.
That's what we came here to do.
What we came here to do.
Then I had to
The real question is
again how good Albert Bell was.
Yeah. The real question is, did Josh come prepared today and put them in the correct order?
Well, listen, we didn't say put them in the correct. We just said, hey, here's the list. This is what we're doing.
Naturally, what you would think is you put them in order from worst to best. That's natural. Wouldn't you think?
I mean,
he thinks Albert Bell's the greatest hitter of all time. No one's going to believe this conversation.
I don't think Albert Bell.
He's a close second to Barry Bonds.
I would have Albert Bell lead off.
We're going to have this.
And as good as hitters as he was, I'd have him hit 2. He hits with power, so 3. So someone needs to protect Albert Bell from Albert Bell, so he hit 4. That's where you're going.
We need to stop this. This will be an hour long. All right.
I don't think Albert Bell should hit in all those. And I don't think Barry Bonds, is the greatest hitter I've ever seen. Manny was a little better than Albert. I mean, Albert's in the top 10. All time.
Hitters, just pure hitter.
Yeah. I mean, he only hit 300.
He's not better than Pujols.
No, he's not.
Is he better than Big Papi?
Yes. I would take. Like, if you gave me one person. Like, do I have to? If I had to choose between that, if I'm starting a team and I had to choose?
We're just looking at what you think their career was.
Oh, then no, he's not greater than Tony.
Now, obviously, you like him, so you're going to choose him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if we're looking realistically at their careers, he's not better than Tony. He's not.
Right. Well, like Tony Gwynn had a better career than Albert Bell.
Mm-hmm.
If you gave me the choice and said, "Here's Tony Gwynn, here's Albert Bell," who are you going to take? Don't take Albert Bell.
Well, obviously.
Oh, Tony Gwynn going to hit the ball apart, driving runs.
Well, we got 9 guys behind him.
That's right. That's an all-time great team.
We got 9 guys behind him. We got Derek Jeter. Both of them get on base. We hit a home run.
Well, I don't care.
All right, folks. It's time for the reason you're here, the most important segment of the day. It's time to break down the AL Central.
Yep.
And there's no other team we should start with more than the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, well, sum it up real quick. Bad starting rotation, bad bullpen.
Trade away your only bullpen piece.
That's it, yeah.
Joe Jimenez, he's brave.
Yeah. And listen, like what you're looking at to be your top of your rotation didn't really finish the season last year. I mean, Eduardo Rodriguez 5-5 with a 4.05 ERA, 72 strikeouts in 17 games.
He makes too much money for this.
Boyd's back again. Didn't even play a full season. 2-0 with a 1.35 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 10 games. Like that's going to be the top of your rotation. And the bullpen full of just 4s and 5s.
I think to be a Detroit, to jump on the bandwagon for a minute, I think Skubal and Mize are their future, pitching wise.
Listen, I like Mize.
Yeah, no.
But are they going to be? They're going to be smart with Mize.
No, you throw him. Yeah.
What they have offensively?
Offensively, are you ready for these numbers? Because they were awesome. The Tigers scored 3.44 runs per game, which was lower than the Oakland Athletics.
Ouch.
Yeah, Oakland's ahead of them.
Yeah.
In runs scored per game.
And all those were for Miggy.
Yeah. And they had 110 home runs. Also,
Lower than Oakland.
Lord, they were the worst offensive team
In
baseball, and it wasn't close.
Yeah.
And they didn't do nothing. They traded the Phillies. They got 2 backups: Nick Maton, Matt Bierling. Ooh, you better hope Javi Baez hits 66 home runs this year. I think the Royals are better.
Yeah, and we'll jump right into the Royals.
Yeah. Brady Singer, 10-5, probably one of their top pitchers with a 3.23 ERA, 150 strikeouts. And it kind of falls off a little bit after that. Jordan Lyles, 12-11 with a 4.42 ERA with 144 strikeouts. After that, a lot of young guys coming up from AAA, bullpen pieces moving up, fill-in spots, starter spots. You know,
The rotation wasn't great.
No.
How are they offensively, Jay?
Let me tell you what they did offensively. Nothing. They did nothing. They did not sign one major league contract offensively. Still have Salvi.
Yeah.
Still have Bobby Witt Jr.
I like him.
Bobby Witt Jr. could be a stud, but like they've missed on a lot. Like Bubba Starling was supposed to be a tremendous prospect. He hasn't done nothing. Hunter Dozier's a bust. Like they brought Hunter Dozier up before Bobby Witt. He's not doing nothing. Like Nick Lofton's going to come up, but I mean, listen, yeah. Congratulations, you're better than the Tigers.
Farm system, is it bleak? I mean,
it's not bleak. Like they have guys coming,
right.
But I mean, their arms are better than their offense, and offensively, they're not good. So,
who we got up next, Josh?
Minnesota Twins.
The Twins.
Joe Ryan, respectable season, 13-8 with a 3.55 ERA, 151 strikeouts. Sonny Gray, who I think they're hoping to have maybe pitch a little more games than what he got, but 8-5 with a 3.08 ERA, 117 strikeouts. They're probably going to want him.
And I want to be straight with them. They walked into a guy they didn't think they had a chance they were going to get.
No.
Not at all.
No.
They thought he was gone.
They're limping with Carlos Correa.
Offensively, what they got, Chad?
Well, they signed Joey Gallo.
Yeah. Worst hitter in baseball.
I don't really know what that does for you. They lost Christian Vasquez.
They strike out a lot.
Yeah. Or they signed Christian Vasquez.
Yes.
So that'll help.
Yeah.
Because they lose Gary Sanchez. They lose Sandy Leone. They traded away Gio Urshela to my improved.
Gary have a job yet?
No.
He's still sitting as a free agent, isn't he?
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that.
Well, he can hit still.
No, he really struggled.
Yeah, he had like
He
230.
really struggled.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Joey Gallo has a job. Gary Sanchez should have a job.
He's bad. I'm interested to see if the Twins make some trades. Because they brought up Royce Lewis, who's a big shortstop prospect. Well, now Correa blocks him for 6 years.
Right.
So is he going to second? First base, they have a Raz. He can't hit the ball out of the park. But, I mean...
Listen, you would think they're going to at least try. I mean, I don't think that roster they got right now can compete with Cleveland or Chicago if Chicago stays healthy.
Well, I mean, it's pushing $100 million. So you better try.
Right.
I mean,
I agree.
I would think so, but I mean, I think Cleveland's more talented and Chicago's way more talented. So
I agree.
Next up,
Chicago White Sox. So old man Lance Lynn still hanging in there, still pitching some innings.
just those gas down the middle.
Yeah.
So let's hit it.
8-7 with a 3.99 ERA with 124 strikeouts. Giolito 11-9 with a 4.90 ERA.
He needs a better year.
107. Yes, I agree. And of course, Dylan 14-8, 2.20 ERA, 227 strikeouts. Finished second for the Cy Young Award. I believe was it second.
Yeah,
Duke can pitch.
Cease,
Yeah, Duke can pitch. Like him a lot.
They need Michael Kopech to pitch.
and offensively, they probably lost their best weapon, right?
They did. They lost Jose Abreu to the Yankees' daddy. That'd be the Astros. Boom! Shots fired.
If you watch the rest of the podcast, you understand Chad's hate.
Yeah, you should. They lost him. They brought in Benintendi. They're going to move garbage Andrew Vaughn, who can't play outfield for a lick, to first base, which I think Ryan Short says he wanted Abreu back. No chance.
I don't think he went to
Are you a Luis Roberts fan?
I think Luis Robert has all the tools to be
great.
Great. Can you stay on the field? Can Chicago stay on the field?
Right. Well, that's what hurt him in the last
And who the heck's going to play second base?
Yeah.
Because they lost Mendick, they lost Adam Engel. They don't have anyone to play second base.
Right.
It doesn't seem like they really even care.
Yeah.
So
They did add Mike Clevenger. Again.
Good 4 or 5 piece.
Could be good. Again, it's
I think it's
you added a piece that matches what you else have.
he can eat innings.
Yeah, I think it's a good 4 or 5 piece for you.
He can eat innings.
Yeah.
And that leaves us with the AL Central Best.
Central Division champs, Cleveland Guardians. Shane Bieber, 13-8 with a 2.88 ERA.
1 year deal.
1 year deal.
20 million, I think it was, right?
198 strikeouts. Tristan McKenzie.
Well, he was in arbitrations.
Yeah.
Right. McKenzie, who I think's better than maybe his win-loss record. I think you throw that out. There was games he really didn't have run support. You know, he lost 2-1, 3-2. He's lost.
He pitched one in the Yankees game we watched.
Yeah, absolutely. 11-11 with 2.96 ERA with 190 strikeouts, and probably the best closer in baseball. Emmanuel with 42 saves, 1.36 ERA. Love that guy.
We're just nasty.
He is nasty.
Here comes a 102-mile-an-hour cutter.
In my mind, best pitching rotation, starting rotation, best bullpen in the division. I think they legitimately win it again.
I think Bieber needs to bounce back a little bit. He had a down year for him.
He did. But listen, the rest of that rotation's better than Chicago's close, but I like Cleveland's bullpen better.
Bullpen's much better.
I think Cleveland's bullpen's really good.
Well, Liam Hendricks has cancer, so he's gone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Offensively, Chad, what are the Guardians looking like?
Well, they got Josh Bell and Mike Zunino.
I think Josh Bell.
Josh Bell's a good
That was a
pickup.
good signing by Cleveland. Josh Bell's not a bum.
No, Josh Bell's an upgrade over Josh Naylor, but
And his brother.
well, yeah, Bo Naylor.
Yeah.
They're both Naylors. I don't know what to.
What can we expect from them offensively?
I don't. Who knows? Like,
It's hard for me. Like until they get a guy that hits more home runs than J-Ram, they're in trouble. Offensively, I just think they don't have it.
The Royals out-homered them by 11 last year. They only hit 127 home runs, so they do not.
And that means what?
They do not hit the ball out of the park.
That'd be J-Ram hit 1/3 of their home runs.
Yeah. We're getting Quan back. Miles Straw. Those guys ain't hitting it out of the park.
Rosario ain't hitting it out of the park.
Ahmed will hit it some.
Okay.
Jimenez, Josh Bell, Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor needs to take a step.
With the Guardians,
I thought the White Sox were better than them last year.
I did too.
And I think the White Sox are better than them this year.
I think there's a better pitching staff, though.
I think Cleveland small nudge. I give them the nudge to start pitching rotation, but I do think Cleveland has a better bullpen.
Well, I'll
They
tell
do
you.
have a better bullpen.
I'll tell you this though. What I think the Guardians did better than almost every other team. They played small ball a lot, and they did it well, and it helped them win games that they probably shouldn't have.
Well, they do. They hit the ball. They move runners. They take the extra base.
I do think Terry's probably the best manager in that division too.
Yeah.
There's no doubt there.
But yeah, listen, I like Cleveland.
So we'll go ahead and pick our division winner.
And does Espinal come up?
Yeah.
I mean, that dude throws 100 mile an hour
You would think so.
in the rotation.
Right.
I mean, does he get a chance?
Yeah.
And they got a guy in Columbus, Valera, whose power is like as prospect wise rated as 70. Like they say he could be a 45 home run guy. Like maybe it's time.
We need
Maybe
that.
it's time.
We need that.
But I mean, I think they're going to start with Oscar Gonzalez and see what happens because he has magic.
Yeah.
So we'll pick our division winners. Who you taking, Chad?
I'll take the Indians.
I'm gonna take the Indians as well.
I picked Chicago last year. Again, couldn't stay healthy. I'm going to go Guardians.
Yeah, straight up. All right, I think that's it for this week. We thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We need what are we gonna do next week then? We got to put together something.
National League Central?
No, National League Central. I'm talking for before we do our. This week we did our all-time team. What we think just the best players. I think we pick with our hearts next week. Just players we love.
All-time personal favorite
Favorites.
players.
Albert Bell's going to play every position.
All-time personal favorites. All right. So you'll have that from us next week. As I said, like, share, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.
College baseball just around the corner.
Right
Just
around
around
the
the
corner.
corner.
Cool. So it's college softball. Watch that.
That's a fact.
Yes.
Hey, thanks everybody. See you next time.